This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So in our previous joint sessions with MM and SD, I told you there are one or two important topics that we need to cover commonly. One is the MRP and second is the availability check. So MRP we already discussed in detail in our previous session, and then MRP some part will again come in MM related session where we will be discussing about the source determination. Although we have discussed the source determination in detail, but we will see one practical end-to-end scenario, like how the system will automatically determine the source based on different parameters. And from the SD point of view, availability check is not only this much. There are advanced ATP which is also available in SAP, which we'll be discussing only in the SD related sessions, because there is no link to the MM. So unnecessarily we don't want to have the common sessions anymore. Whatever was required, as I told you, the basic ATP MM should also understand, and the MRP should be understood by both. So within ATP, what we discussed is ATP stands for available to promise, which is nothing but the availability check. So whenever you create the sales order based on the requested delivery date, okay, so whenever you are getting the order from the customer, you can see this example, you got an order from the customer for this particular material, this much quantity. Now customer has required that the delivery date is this much. I want the delivery, let's say on the 6th of a particular month. So what system does is, system will do the backward, you can see calculation. System will see, okay, if I want to deliver this material to this customer on this date, I need to do the goods issue, I need to do the loading, I need to do the transportation planning, okay, I need to stage the material. So ultimately, my availability date can be 2-3 days before the actual requested delivery date. Okay, so based on this information, system will try to perform the availability check. It will check whether that much quantity is going to be available in my stock on that particular date or not. Okay, if it is available, system will confirm the order. System will confirm that, okay, the material will be delivered to the customer on the requested delivery date. But due to some reason, if the sufficient stock is not available, okay, if the stock is not available, then what system will do? System will try to come up with the suggestion, or system will try to come up with the proposal that, okay, we cannot deliver the material to this customer on the requested delivery date, but we can deliver this material maybe after 7 days. How system calculates that? So system will identify when the material will be available, then system will add the transportation date, loading date, goods issue date, and ultimately after the material is available after 3-4 days, ultimately you will be able to deliver the material to the customer. So there are two types of calculations which are happening in the availability check. One is the backward scheduling. Backward scheduling means based on the requested delivery date, system will try to calculate the backward scheduling whether the material will be available on that date or not. Second is a forward scheduling. When the material is not available, system tries to find out what would be the latest date on which we can deliver this material to the customer. So that is a backward scheduling and forward scheduling which happens in availability check in sales order. So this totally depends upon the field in the general plant data of the material master. If you remember, in the material master, we need to set up the indicator for the availability check. If that indicator is set, then only system will be able to carry out this particular process. Okay, if the availability check is not active, then system will not be able to perform any availability check. Okay, we understood what is material availability date. So based on this calculation, system will determine the material availability date. Okay, so system calculates this date working on the backward calculation. Okay, so system will calculate how much time is required for picking, packing, loading, and transport, and ultimately system deducts this number of days from the customer required delivery date, and system will be able to determine the material availability date. We also understood that in order for the system to determine the delivering plant automatically, I think last time I was having some confusion, so I told you I'll clarify, because this is an important question from the certification exam point of view also. This type of questions are normally asked in the certification exam where there is a proper flow. So in order to determine the delivering plant, so whenever you are creating a sales order, you entered a customer, you entered a material, system can automatically determine the delivering plant. System will automatically determine that which plant will deliver this material to the customer. Now this plant can be determined based on these three settings. If you maintain the customer material information, so if you created a combination of customer and material, and in that combination, if you already told the system that if this customer is buying this material, we will be delivering the material from a particular plant. If this is not available, then system will take it from the customer master data. In the customer master data also, we have a field delivering plant. So if this customer material info is not available, system will go and pick it from the customer master. If even customer master details doesn't have this delivering plant, then it will finally try to find it in the material master record. And if it is not able to find in the material master record also, then you have to provide it manually. Okay, if it is available in all three, then the first preference will be given to this, second preference will be given to this, and third preference will be given to this. Okay, if it is available in all, in short, it will take from customer material info record. If it is not available here, then it will go here. If it is not available here, it will go to the material master. And even if it is not available in material master, then system will not be able to determine the delivering plant, and you have to enter it manually at the time of sales order creation. Okay, so just remember this flow: customer material, customer, and material. Okay, so in the availability check scope, it is very important how the system will perform the forward calculation. Okay, so if I want the system to perform the calculation and tell me whether the material is available or not only forward, even the backward calculation, if the material is available or not, what are the different type of transaction system will consider when it comes to the receipts and the issues. So for example, from the stock point of view, which stock should be considered while the system is performing the availability check? During the availability check, should I also include the safety stock? Should I also include the stock in transfer? Should I also include the quality stock, block stock? So if you want, you have to activate these indicators. Same way, when it comes to the requirement, how the system will identify the requirement. So you can see based on the sales orders, based on the delivery notes, based on the reservations. Okay, if you want to exclude a particular thing, then you can set up from here. Similarly, from the supply point of view, whether you want to consider the purchase orders, or you want to consider the stock order transports, or you also want to consider the production orders, planned orders, you can specify those things also here. Okay, so based on this, system will be performing the check, and if the material is available, system will confirm the quantity. If the material is not available, system will propose the future date. Future date will be proposed based on this setup, and it will also include the replenishment lead time. What do you mean by replenishment lead time? Let me show you this example. So let's assume, okay, I just created a material just to show you this demo. So let's assume this is my one of the material. I'll tell you what is the back order processing today. So this is my material, and I want to see the total stock availability of this material. Okay, as you can see, the total stock available is only 10 quantity. And out of this 10 quantity, if I show you the current status, MD04 stock requirement list. So what is happening is we have the stock of 10 quantity, but there are already 3 customer orders of total quantity 30, which means we already have the shortage of 20 units, right? Which means if I create a sales order, okay, if I create this sales order, maybe I'll use the reference instead of entering all these details again. Okay, see what is happening. So customer is requesting the delivery on 28th of October, which means on the next working day, I think, or maybe system has derived this automatically, we can change this. But we are only able to deliver this material on 2nd of November. How system determined this? How system knows that we will be able to deliver this material on 2nd of November? This is based on the replenishment time. What do you mean by replenishment time? So in the material master, we can clearly tell the system how much time it will take to ensure that this material is available. So if I create a purchase order today, how much time it will take to get this material. So for example, if I go to MRP2 view in the material master, here I can enter the replenishment plan delivery time, which means if I place the order today, it will take 7 days to receive this material. Okay, so let's assume I change it to 14 days. So once I place the order, system will take 14 days. Okay, not system, the vendor will take 14 days to provide this material to us. Now in this case, if I go to my sales order once again, okay, let me create it once again, VA01, create with reference, order 1006. Okay, I'm just copying. You can see the delivery date has been changed. Proposed delivery date has been changed to 9th of November. How system calculated this? System has added 14 days to today's date. Okay, assuming that you will be creating a purchase order today, because once I save the sales order, system will generate the requirements which will go to the MRP department. MRP department will execute the MRP run, and system will automatically create a purchase requisition. That purchase requisition will be created to purchase order. It would be sent to the vendor, and next 14 days, we will assume that we are receiving this material. And that is the reason system is telling you that on 9th of November, we will be able to provide this material to the customer. So this is called as replenishment time. How much time it will take for the system or for the vendor to provide this material. So whether you want to include the replenishment time or not, that also can be configured in the system. Okay. Transfer of requirements we understood. Just now I told you, you are creating a sales order. As soon as you create the sales order, system will transfer the requirements to the materials management and materials planning. Okay, which means it will go to the MRP controller. When MRP controller will execute the MRP run, what will happen? System will check for the shortages. If there is any shortage of material, then either the material can be produced in-house, or it will be produced, or it can be brought from outside, which is external procurement. So based on whether the material is to be procured from outside, system will generate a purchase requisition. If a material needs to be produced in-house, then it will create a plant order. Okay, so this transfer of requirement is a communication between sales and distribution and procurement. This is one of the very important steps when it comes to the integration between SD and MM. Okay, because SD will create the sales order, SD user will create the sales order, which will transfer the requirement through the requirement type and requirement class that will come to MRP. Materials management procurement team will execute this MRP run, based on which the system will be able to generate the planned order or a purchase requisition. If it is a planned order, it will go to the production team. If it is a PR, it will again come to the procurement team for procuring this material. Okay, this is a very tight integration in all logistics modules. Then we also understood complete versus partial delivery. We understood that whenever there is a stock available.
I have interrupted. Just one thing. So this applies only for the items which I am buying from third party. What happens if it is an internal manufacturing item or having consist of BOM? How does that work? Same principle?
No, the same I told you. If it is in-house production, you can see this is in-house production.
Yeah.
So whenever
so
you
in-house
execute,
production is like having say 5 components for the item to make.
Okay.
In that scenario, 2 are bought from third party and 2 are manufactured. There is a dependency. So how do I set that up? Like the same way you showed the lag time in the MM?
Oh, yeah. See, what will happen is, okay, what is your question? Question is on the lag time.
Lag time. Yeah. How do I, for in-house, how do I set that?
Okay. See, what happens is similar to replenishment time when it comes to the external procurement, even in the department, in the production module, you can maintain the time required to manufacture a particular material. So let's assume, I'll give you the example. let's assume you are trying to, you got the order for the computer. Now in computer, you require 5 components. You require the mouse and keyboard set, you require a RAM, you require a hard disk, you require a monitor, and you require a CPU box. Okay, now you created a sales order here and you transferred the requirements to the MRP team. MRP team has executed the MRP, and the MRP came up with the shortage of 10 units. Let's say your sales order is 10 quantity, so all the 10 materials are not available. Okay, so there is nothing in the stock, which means this has to be manufactured. Now, if I go for manufacturing, if all the raw materials are available, if all the 5 components are available, it will take me 3 days to manufacture. But I came to know with my components, RAM itself is not available. Okay, so forget about in-house production. I can definitely create a planned order, but this planned order will start only when I have enough RAM available. So it will generate the planned order for the full computer, and it will generate the purchase requisition for RAM. So now let's assume RAM time is 7 days, right? It will take 7 days to receive the RAM. So 7 days this plus 3 days of production. So it will include 10 days and it will do the forward scheduling, and it will be telling you that this is the date on which you will be able to deliver the material to the customer.
Okay, understood, Vikram. So I can put the labor hours also based on.
Yes. Specify how much time it will take so that the planning can take place properly.
Okay, thanks.
See, what happens is in SAP MM and SD module, although we have these features where we can specify what is the plant time, how much time it will take to manufacture, how much time it will take to procure, but this is at the very basic level. In MM and SD module, normally this information that we capture is at very basic level. So for example, although I told the system that it will take 3 days once I start the production, but what if my capacity itself is not available? I don't have the capacity, I don't have the labors available to manufacture. Okay, so although system will propose you that okay, in 3 days you will be able to do the manufacturing. This is very basic information, but I don't have the sufficient labor, I don't have the machine time available to start the manufacturing process. So that is capacity planning and all other things which also needs to be included in this plan, and that is normally not available within the same SAP box. And that is the reason there is a new component which many manufacturing companies use called as APU, which is Advanced Planning Optimizer, which allows you to do the next level of planning based on the capacity also. Okay, based on different, you can say, restrictions. So it is not very straightforward that, okay, it will take 3 days. It will take 3 days once I start the production. But when I'm starting the production, what are my restrictions, whether the machine is available or not, whether I have that much capacity or not, whether I have that much labor available or not. If I want to do all that detailed level planning, that cannot be done in the normal SAP MM, SD and PP module. For that particular scenarios, you need to use APO module in addition to the core module that we are using.
Okay, thanks, Vikram. But we, for our MM point of view, this much is enough, right?
Yes, if you are using the core modules MM and SD, then this much is enough. But if you have these restrictions, then you have to use the advanced module of APU.
Okay, thanks.
Can I have a question here, please?
Yes, Nabil, go ahead.
Okay, when it this is like a normal regular SD and MM module. When you come to retail or AFS, now what happens when we have sales and distribution creates a sales order? Normally it will be huge in large quantity of materials and different materials, and they are all seasonal mostly. So what currently they are doing in our case in retail is, so once the sales order comes, the allocation run will happen, not the ATP. Then the whatever stock is not available, those materials will be removed from the schedule line and it goes to the demand management for sales planning, and the rest only will realize and then do the what you call delivery of the goods. So in such a case, this MRP, where it comes into picture, will it be there in the retail also? I didn't get that point because instead of ATP, we are doing the allocation run there, if I'm not wrong.
Allocation, do you mean the product allocation that you are deciding how much material will be given to a particular customer?
Yes. Like for example, I've got a sales order, like say 1,000 pieces of different materials, like 10 materials, 100, something like this. And then what I do, I'll run an allocation run. It goes and checks into the respective bins, like if the say for example, even customers also would have split, like online customer or a different group customer, something like that, and each will have a would have allocated the stock. Okay, if I have thousands of pieces, I'll sell only 100 pieces to this kind of customer, 200
Right.
pieces to this kind of customers. From specific bins, it will allocate the stock, and if the stock is out of order, it goes to the general bin and picks up the stock if it is available. So if you assume like we don't have any stock at all, that the seasonal items which I bring only once in 6 months, or if I create an order also, it takes 6 months for me to get the product.
Right. So
Okay.
this is
So in that
not
case, what we are doing is these, whatever this material is not available, these we are pushing into demand planning, like APO module, as you mentioned, through a sales
right.
plan that will run, and the next season we will realize that, okay, we have lost so much of business, so that we will do accordingly. My sales plan will happen. But there will there be an MRP or something in such
Okay.
a scenario? I'm not getting that point. So sorry to
No
ask on
problem.
that.
I'll explain. See, MRP is not meant for the product allocation. There is a separate functionality in ATP within, see, whatever we are discussing currently, this is a basic availability check. Okay, in addition to basic availability check, there is a product allocation functionality also available in SAP. In product allocation, as you said, we can go and set the rules. You can tell the system that with this type of customers, we are going to provide this much material. Okay, this much quantity of material. So even if that customer is asking for more material than the quantity which is already allocated to him, we can decide at the individual level whether we want to go ahead or not. By default, system will not allow the particular customer to give more quantity than it is allocated to that particular customer.
Right.
That is product allocation. That is not part of MRP. That is a ATP topic itself. But what we are discussing currently is basic ATP. As I told you, in addition to this basic ATP, we have the advanced ATP also, which is also available in SAP S/4HANA, which was part of APO earlier. Now there are few functionalities like product allocation, advanced backorder processing. Those functionalities are enabled within S4 core system itself. So using those features, the requirement that you are talking about will be met.
Okay.
Okay, maybe tomorrow I will try to explain you that particular thing, because tomorrow we have an individual session for ATP. In that one, I'll be trying to explain you how exactly advanced ATP works.
Okay. Thank you. Tomorrow's session, will it be at 10 o'clock or is it 9 o'clock?
Tomorrow I already sent you the link. I think it is 10, right? For
10.
actually it is just 1 minute.
Sure,
Okay,
it is 10. It is 10.
Yeah, it is 10, like 11, 12, 1. You mentioned you will be taking 2 hours, isn't it?
right.
Can it be preponed for some more time, like starting period, if everybody is okay with that?
Let's
And
do
also,
one thing. Complete this discussion and then we will decide.
okay, thank you.
Okay, so any questions on this now? The normal ATP?
Yeah, I understood. Yeah, that I understood. Thanks.
Okay, then we understood the complete versus partial delivery. I told you that it may happen that the customer has given you the order. Okay, and let's assume that partial quantity is available which we can deliver to the customer immediately, but the other quantity which is not available, we can do it in the partial deliveries. So for example, we can deliver some material today, some material once in the next week, and then the final set of materials in next week. So that totally depends upon whether your customer is allowing you to receive the partial deliveries. Okay, if a customer says no, I want only one-time delivery, whatever material is available, you just send it once and then close it, what is the remaining quantity. So let's say customer has given you the order of 50 quantity, out of which you are able to deliver 40 in one go, and customer is saying in that case, just delete the remaining 10, just deliver 40. This is called as one-time delivery. Second is Customer is agreeing that, okay, no problem, you can do the partial deliveries. So you, based on your availability date, system will propose you multiple dates, and on those dates you can perform the partial deliveries. And the last option is complete delivery, which means customer is saying no problem, if you are not able to deliver on the required delivery date, take your time, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, whenever you have full quantity available, on that date you make the full complete delivery. Okay, so these are the three options. You can see if it is a complete delivery, I think last time Tushar you asked this question, if I have multiple materials, okay, in that case also complete and partial delivery works, it will work. So if I'm saying complete delivery, even if I don't have the material available, even if I have one line 10 quantity available, but second quantity or second line I don't have this material available, but if a customer is saying no, I want a complete delivery for all the materials together, in that case it will go as one delivery itself. On the other hand, if I am able to deliver partial deliveries for one material, full delivery for other material, that is also possible. Okay, so totally depends upon the customers. We can maintain this tick in the customer master data I shown you last time. You can go to the customer master data and tell the system whether the partial delivery is allowed for this customer or not. So based on that tick in the sales order, the system will automatically determine that tick. But if the customer is saying, okay, although I don't allow the partial deliveries, but for this particular sales order, it is fine. So in the sales order also, we have a tick. We can say complete delivery is not asked by the customer. We can go ahead with the partial deliveries. Okay. Any questions on this complete versus partial delivery? Okay, if not, let me talk about the new topic now. So these are the topics that we already discussed, but just wanted to ensure that there was a gap and you are very clear with this. Now there is something called as backorder processing. Okay, what is backorder processing? Let me give you an example. Let's assume you got a sales order. Okay, maybe we will take the same example in the system itself. So what is happening currently? I have this material, okay, which I already shown you. The quantity available is only 10 units. Okay, only 10 units are available. And out of this 10 units, if I show you, if I want to see what is the current stock requirement list, if I go to MD04, I can see I already have 3 orders, 10 quantity each. So total demand is 30 units. Okay, but I have the availability of 10 units, which means 20 quantity is in shortage. I can execute the MRP run. System will buy this material. That is fine. That is all things are fine. But what will happen is, because the quantity is only available as 10, whenever the customer order is created, whenever a sales order is created, system will confirm one of this order. If I want to see which order is confirmed, there are 3 orders which are placed by the customer. Out of this, which order has been confirmed? Okay, I can go to the individual order and see that whether this order has a confirmed status or not. Or what I can do is I can go to this transaction code for backorder processing, and I can see which order got the confirmed quantity. So within logistics, sales and distribution, sales, you have this back orders. I'm explaining the basic backorder processing functionality, because in SAP S for HANA, even SAP came up with advanced ATP for backorder processing also, which is totally theory based. So this is a basic thing, what I'm explaining now. So backorder processing, and here you can see this transaction V_RA. If I double click on this, and if I want to see the status of this particular material in this particular plant, okay, let me execute this. So you can see there are total 3 orders in place. Okay, 1009, 1006, 1008. Every order has a quantity of 10 units. Okay, and if I want to see the confirmed quantity, what I can do is I can select all these 3 orders, or I can click on select all. and I can click on the back orders. See what will happen here. System will show you the total number of orders. So 1006, 1008 and 1009. So if I double click on this, it will tell me how much quantity is confirmed for this particular order. Let me show you the order confirmation. Just give me a minute. So ATP quantity is 0, which means I don't have any quantity available as of now. ATP quantity is 0. I cannot allocate more quantity to this particular sales order. Let me go to order number 1008. Sorry, 1006 is this one. Let me select 1008. This is 1008 and let me go to 1009. So there are 3 orders. Okay, you can see here, I can see total order quantity is already committed. 10 quantity I already confirmed to this particular order. Now due to some reason, I came to know that okay, this quantity is already assigned to 1009. Now I got one very important order. I'm creating another order. Okay, by copying the 1006 for example. Okay, so by default system is saying the order can be delivered only after 14 days because there is no sufficient stock available. But this customer is asking for material on what date? Customer is asking the delivery on 28th of October. And I am a processor, I am a responsible person from the sales point of view. This customer called me and he said, although I have sent you the previous orders, you confirmed that quantity, but this particular order is at very critical stage because this is ordered by someone who is very senior in my company or whatever it is. I'm just giving you one basic scenario. And the customer wants that this order should be delivered first. Okay, so what is happening currently, if I try to do the availability check, I am getting that this order can be only delivered on 9th of November because I have the quantity available, 10 quantity available, but that is already reserved for another sales order. That is already confirmed for order number 1009. So in that case, if you want to change the confirmed quantity of already confirmed order and you want to confirm another order which is not confirmed today on that particular date, then what you can do is you can go to this transaction. Okay, for backorder processing, this is manual backorder processing what I'm showing you. So you will select the material, you will select the plant, system will show you all the 4 orders now. Okay, and what you can do is currently the quantity is lying here in 1009. So for example, I will select this, I'll click on backorder processing, I'll double click on 1009 and I will tell the system remove this quantity from here. Okay, I'm removing the allocated quantity from order number 1009. Okay, and I want to allocate it to order number 1010. So I'll select this, I'll click on backorder processing, double click on this. Okay, and here you will be assigning the quantity. But currently it is saying the quantity is not available because ATP is 0. Let me see which something wrong. Just give me a minute. So 1009 back orders, quantity committed is 0. Let me see where exactly this quantity is committed. Should allow me, it should show me the ATP quantity, but let me try. Let me do one thing. Let me go to VA02 for this particular order. No, not this one, the one that we created just now, 1010. Okay, and I want to see the ATP quantity. In the availability check, no, just 1 minute, there is some confusion. So which material? This material, this plant, execute. for 1090, not the order, I want to see the back orders. Akshay, any idea? I'm not able to recollect this. Do you remember how to change the quantity here in backorder processing?
No.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'm just trying to recollect because there is a field here. Which field I'm just trying to.
I have question. When in the first you did the back order processing, why the quantity committed quantity goes to 1009 instead of 106? It should
No,
be going to 1006 now, because it's
no.
first
Actually,
and
no, actually, what happened is I was trying this before yesterday. I was trying to set up this. So whatever quantity was allocated to 1006, I manually moved to 1009. And that is the reason it should be available in 1009 now.
okay.
Okay,
So ideally, when we do the back order, and only 10 quantity available, and as similar to the scenario, so it should be given to 1006 committed quantity.
No, that is by default. That is first come, first serve.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Right. Just give me a minute. I got the point. So yeah.
Vikram, like backorder processing, normally what we do is like now we remove the 10 quantity from 1009, right? Then the total committed quantity there also becomes 0. Then when we come back to the 1010, committed quantity will become 0 and then ATP quantity should be 10 there, right?
Exactly. I'm expecting the same thing. When I
But
remove the quantity, it should become ATP quantity. But it
yes,
is showing 0. That is my question. So just give me a minute. Maybe something we are doing wrong. Because this is manual. Manually, we normally don't come here. But I'm just trying to show you the standard transaction. Normally, we do this rescheduling. I will explain you the rescheduling once I complete this. So let's see what is happening here. So our stock is 10, out of which we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sales orders. And you can see as of now, confirmed is everything is 0. So actually speaking, this 10 should be available in my ATP. What is the storage location? Okay, you can see, okay, it is already allocated. It is showing 1010 is already showing confirmed 10. No, this is lead time of 911. Okay. So exit, yes. Material RC01, execute. So let me select. Okay, let's try to understand one by one. This is 1009. Let's go to the back order processing. So here, total receipts I'm expecting is 10. Total issues is 40. Confirmed issues, it is showing 20 because I think one is a PO and second is a stock availability. So that is fine. Now, if I come to 1009, my open quantity is 10. I have not committed anything. This is blank, which means it is. So my ATP quantity actually should be 10. I don't know why it is not coming ATP quantity. Okay, let me try to do it manually. If I go to transaction VA02 and I want that system should confirm the quantity for this order. Okay, whatever quantity, 10 quantity is available, I want to deliver for this material. So currently, if I see my schedule lines, it is showing that this has been confirmed on 9th of November. You can see confirmation is on 9th of November. But now, since I removed the confirmed quantity from one of the sales order, which means if I perform the availability check once again, system may be able to give us this quantity availability on 28th of October itself, because we have that 10 quantity available in our stock. It is still not giving. So it is still considering that
Overwrite.
this particular.
Try to overwrite. Today's
No,
date.
it will not allow.
Okay.
Override means date.
Yeah, there only.
Date it will not allow. I'll tell you what we need to do. I need to check for 1009 whether the confirmed quantity has been removed or not. I think it is not removed. That is the reason it is creating a confusion. So if I go to back order and if I go to schedule lines, yeah, you can see it is not confirmed now. So if it is not confirmed, where exactly this quantity is lying? 1006 schedule lines. This is also 2nd of November. Okay. 2nd of November. Okay. And if I go for 1008, second of November. See, the confusion came because we changed the replenishment lead time. Okay, and that is the reason earlier system has committed that it will be providing the delivery on 2nd of November, but now system is assuming because it will take more time, that is the reason it is creating a confusion. So let's do one thing. Let me try to show you a new material instead of creating a confusion. I'll simply create a new material. So let's say back order 1, industry sector chemical, and this is trading goods, just for example. Okay, so I will include this basic data and all. I will also include MRP because I want to transfer the requirements. Enter. Plant storage location is all fine. Material already maintained, should be 1. Okay, so this is my back order material. I'm just entering this field as it is. Taxation part will be asked. Okay, let's go to the next one. Item category group, I'll go with normal. Enter. Availability check. As I told you, this is the most important field if you want to work on the availability checks. So 01. Okay, MRP type, I'm going with PD. MRP controller we created last time. Okay, plant delivery time, I'm writing 7 days, for example. Okay, and let's keep on continuing. Enter valuation class from the FI point of view. Okay, and save it. So this material I created, I will create a sales order for this material. Okay, or maybe before that, let's create a purchase order and receive some stock so that the first order gets confirmed. And then we will create a second order and we will try to remove the quantity which is confirmed for the first sales order to the second sales order. Okay, that is exactly what we are trying to do. Backorder processing means by default, system goes with first come first serve basis. So whenever a customer is giving you the order, system will always confirm the quantity for the order if the material stock is available. Okay, so let's assume the customer has given the order, that order got confirmed. Now customer has given second order, or maybe another customer has given you the order, but it is critical. You want to remove the confirmed quantity which you already confirmed of the first order and you want to transfer it to the second order. That is exactly what we want to see. So for this order, first of all, I will create a purchase order, or maybe I can directly do the MIGO without reference to any purchase order, but let's do it through the purchase order itself. So I want to buy this material. Let's assume I want to buy 10 quantity. Okay, let me try to save this. So purchase order has been created. We will do the MIGO for this purchase order 305, ending with 305. So against this purchase order, item OK and save it. Okay, now this is another error which is related to document splitting, the topic that we were discussing in FI session today. So since we completed that topic, I want to deactivate it, otherwise it will keep on giving different errors. Okay, if you are getting this kind of error in your production system, don't do what I've done. You have to contact your FI consultant. He will be taking care of this related thing. Okay, so item okay, and try to post it. So now we have a sufficient stock. We have a 10 quantity stock. If I go to MMBE, I should be able to see that there is a stock availability of this particular material, 10 quantity. Okay, now let's assume I received a sales order. First sales order. Create with reference. I will use the same reference 1006. Only thing what I'll change is I will change the material. Instead of back order, I'll say back order 1. Okay, so system should be able to accept the delivery date of 28th because the material is already available in our stock. System will confirm this order on 28th itself. Let's see. So if I click on, the system is ready to confirm this order on 28th of October itself. Okay, there is a mandatory condition that I need to maintain in the pricing. So let me enter something like whatever 1000 or something. Okay, and save it. Gross weight, net weight is mandatory. So 1 and try to save. Okay, so long. So is it good? You understood what I tried to do? I have a stock and I got a sales order. This sales order got confirmed because sufficient stock was available. Now, another customer came and asked for the same material. Okay, so I will create another sales order. Okay, I'll copy the order first and then I'll change the customer and the material. So another customer came, let's say customer ID is ending with 7. Okay, and he has given the order again for the same material, 10 quantity. Now in my case, I don't have this quantity available. This material doesn't have this much quantity. And if it consider the replenishment time, it will take 7 days to procure this material. So what system will do? System will propose the date of 2nd November. Okay, let's see. New pricing carried out. Shipping information redetermine. This is fine because we change the material directly in the sales order. It is asking this many questions. So you can see system is able to propose this on 2nd of November. But this is our critical customer. It is 100% fine if we delay the material to the previous customer, but this customer is very reputed customer and we don't want to tell him that no, we will not be able to provide this material because we already have the stock, but we confirm to some other customer. Now I want this material, the current material which is available in the stock, to come out of the previous order, and I want to accept this order from the customer and I want to provide this material to this customer on the requested delivery date itself. So what I'll do, first of all, I'll save this order. Why it is not copied?
Enter pricing information first.
Oh, pricing is missing. Yeah, pricing is not carried out. There are a lot of things which is asking. Payment terms, cross weight. Okay, so now it should be complete. So we created the sales order and we saved the sales order. Now I will go to the back order processing and I will be giving the priority to those orders which are most critical for our business. So I came to know that for this particular material, there are how many orders? There are 2 orders. Okay, that we created just now. One is confirmed on 28th of October, second is confirmed on 2nd of November. So you can see order number 11, order number 12, total quantity requested in both the orders is 10, and you can see the other information here. Okay, who is the customer? So now I will select both of these orders, click on the back order processing. I will go to the order number 11. See, currently ATP quantity for this particular order, it is showing 10, which means I can allocate only 10 quantity to this particular customer. So I will remove the quantity which is already allocated to this customer, press enter. Still you can see still the ATP quantity is 10 because I have still not allocated this quantity to any other order. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go to 12. Okay, I need to first come out, save. Let's go to 12. You can see the ATP quantity is 10. Okay, which means now I can allocate this quantity to this order, which means I'll be entering 10 here. Okay, so it is allowing me to remove the quantity from the first order 1011, and it is allowing me to use this quantity in 1012. Okay, so this is called as manual backorder processing, where the team who is responsible for allocating these materials, they can use this transaction and they can decide how much quantity to remove from a particular sales order and to which particular sales order this material should be confirmed. So what has happened now, if you go to the order VA03 and the latest order that we created, earlier the confirmation date was 2nd of November. Now if I see when this material is going to be delivered to the customer, so schedule lines, you can see this is to be delivered on 28th of October itself. And what will happen to my second order, which is 1011, which was earlier confirmed on 28th of October. Schedule lines, you can see confirmation is 0 and system has still not proposed the new delivery date. Why? Because we have still not executed the availability check. We just removed the quantity. If I perform the availability check now, then system will propose me the next availability date, which is 2nd of November. Okay, so this is how the back order processing works, which is manual, in which user can decide from which sales order to remove the confirmation stock and to which sales order we want to give this confirmed quantity. Okay, but do you think this is practical? It is practical only for those scenarios where the number of customers are minimum, where the number of sales orders are minimum. What we can do is we can automate this process. Okay, let's take an example. Now, although I assigned this quantity to customer 2, which is ending with 97. If I go to the customer master data now, if you remember, I told you there is a field called as delivery priority. So if I go for this customer, okay, in the sales area data, sales and distribution, let me go to the change mode. And what I can do is in the shipping, you can see delivery priority. I can decide the priority of this customer. Now, because I want this customer to lose the data, that is the reason I'm changing it to low priority. I'm telling the system that this customer should be given low priority when it comes to the confirmation. Okay, and other customer where there is no assigned quantity as of now, I will go to that customer and I'll tell the system that this customer should be given high priority whenever there is a clash, there is a sufficient stock is not available. So I'll say high. Now what will happen is instead of doing this manually, okay, there is some mandatory field shipping condition. Let me enter this. Now instead of doing this manually, instead of providing the confirmation manually, what I will do is I will execute the automatic program called as rescheduling. I can use this rescheduling program, okay, which will automatically take the material confirmed quantity from the orders for those customers who have the low priority, and it will transfer the confirmed quantity to those customers who have high priority. Okay, so I'm just telling the system that this material, this plant, please make sure that the customers with the higher priority are getting the confirmed quantity, and the customers with the lower priority, even if the order is already confirmed, remove it from those customers and give it to the customers with the high priority. Okay, let's try to execute. I'm doing the simulation. Simulation means I'm not actually performing the confirmation. I'm just checking what system is proposing. So execute. See what system is doing. System is doing that previous confirmed quantity, new confirmed quantity, 0. This means system is not doing anything. The reason is it might be because the sales orders which are created, in that also the delivery priority can be changed. So if I go to VA02 and if I see the delivery priority of this particular where can I see the delivery priority? Let me come down. Okay, normally you don't make these changes on day-to-day basis, so normally we don't need to come here again and again. We see in the shipping if we have something called as delivery priority. What about 97?
In the previous tab.
In the previous screen it was there.
It is there in the previous screen.
Sorry?
No, it is there in one tab which you opened.
Delivery period.
This is delivery group. Delivery priority will come in this one, I think, in the change line item.
Yeah, here.
So shipping,
Yeah,
delivery priority, right? So you can still, because we changed the delivery priority of 97 customer after we created the sales order. That is the reason it is not changing. So we need to change here, and we need to change in the another sales order also, because that also is not copied. Okay, so what will happen? Now, because the delivery priority is higher here in this order and the delivery priority is lower in the case of another order, now if I execute this functionality, if I go ahead with this automatic rescheduling, system should be able to move the quantity from 11 to 12, or maybe other way around, from 12 to 11. So let's try to execute once again. Now you can see what is happening. For order number 1011, earlier previous confirmed quantity was on 2nd of November. 2nd of November this quantity was confirmed. On 28th of October we removed that quantity. But now after we changed the priority and we executed the program, rescheduling program, this quantity has been confirmed on 28th itself, because this customer needs to be given top priority and this customer needs to be given low priority. That is the reason whatever was confirmed on 28th of October has been removed. Okay, and it has been confirmed on 2nd of November. So this is an automatic program which, according to the delivery priority, even if the order is confirmed, but if the priority of that customer is low, it will move the quantity from the low priority customers and it will move the confirmed quantity to the high priority customers. Okay, this is called as backorder processing. You will be able to see the improvements and deteriorations here. So which orders got the improvement? So quantity has been moved from 1011, no sorry, ulta, from 1012 to 1011. Right, so 1011 is improvement. Earlier the quantity was confirmed on 2nd November, now the quantity is confirmed on 28th October. So in the improvement we'll be able to see order number 1011. You can see, and in the deterioration you would be able to see order number 1012, because earlier the quantity was confirmed on 28th of October, now it is confirmed on 2nd of November. So deterioration, you can see 1012. Clear now what is backorder processing? Any questions?
Hello.
Thus, the shipping priority should be set on both the business partner level and for the sales order, right?
No. Normally what happens is whatever is your delivery priority in the customer master data, system automatically copies in the sales order. Because we created the sales order first and then we change into the customer. That is the reason we manually need to go to the sales order and we need to change that priority. Normally, delivery priority is copied automatically. Whenever you create any sales order from the customer master data, delivery priority will be copied.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
So for the remaining orders, let's say 2nd of November is the confirmed date. So on 2nd of November, when the stock replenishes, we need to run this job now. After that, only the confirmed quantity will appear in the sales order, not without that. Correct?
No. Confirmed quantity is already appearing because see confirmation you give even before the material is available based on the confirmation date. So let me show you.
So let's say, okay, so let's say the replenishment came before the given date.
Okay.
So
Let me show you that also. Yes, let me just give. I'll explain you.
Okay.
So what you are saying is, I'll go to the schedule lines. In schedule lines, I can see this order is confirmed on 28th of October. This is fine. Let me go to another order, which is 1011. Okay, and you are saying that this order got the confirmation on 2nd of November based on the replenishment time.
Okay.
Now your question is, what if I get this material before 2nd of November? Right, this is your question?
Yes.
Let's assume based on this, I am executing the MRP run because this has transferred the requirements, right?
Correct.
Based on the transfer of requirement, when the MRP person will execute the MRP, if I go to MD01N for this particular material, okay, I'll do the regenerative planning. Anyways, it is the first one, so it will automatically recreate. So delete, recreate the planning data and execute. So what this will do, this will generate a purchase requisition. Okay, if I want to see the stock requirement list, I should be able to see the purchase requisition has been created. I will convert this purchase requisition to purchase order as a procurement department. So I'll go to ME21N, or there are a lot of other transactions through which you can convert the purchase requisition to purchase order. So you will enter the purchase requisition number. Yeah, here. So I'm entering this purchase requisition number here. System will automatically copy the other information. So I'm placing this order with this supplier. Okay, and let me save it. Okay, and luckily this supplier has provided the material on the same day. Okay, so I'm going to transaction Migo and I'm saying that this material has been received. Okay, so I'm saying this item okay and confirming. Now what will happen? In my sales order, system has automatically taken 2nd of November as a planned date. Okay, now system will not automatically update that information in the sales order. If I execute the backorder processing again, if I execute this rescheduling again, what will happen? Because the material is now available, what will happen? The second order also 1011 will also get the confirmation on the same date itself, 28th of October itself. Understood, Akshay? Let me try. So if I execute, you can see for this particular order, earlier planned date was 2nd of November because we were expecting that the material can be only available on 2nd of November. But luckily, maybe from another vendor, he said, I can provide you the material immediately. We got the material, and that is the reason even this order got confirmed on 28th of October itself.
No, sorry, this was
Confirmation was delivery was on 29th, and this should have been 29th, isn't it?
No, it totally depends. Now, you are not entered anything as a delivery time. You are not entered anything as a PGI time. So if you enter those 1 or 2 days additionally, then system will again perform the calculation based on that.
Yeah, if my MIGO was on 29th, then this 1011 would have been confirmed on 29th, right? In that case.
Exactly,
Okay.
right.
Because both are on same days,
When-
it was a little confusion, so I just asked that. Right? Yeah.
Yes, Akshay.
Yeah, I think 1011 was already confirmed. We were looking into 1012.
No. 1011 was already confirmed, but you can see it was confirmed on 2nd of November.
Okay.
Now it got confirmed on 28th of October itself. Now both the orders you can see, both the orders are confirmed on 28th of October itself. Let me show you. If I remove the simulation run, what will happen? System will confirm both the orders on 28th of October itself. Okay, if I show you VA03 1012 and go to schedule lines, this is also confirmed on 28th of October.
Got it.
Okay, same way if I go to 1011 also, this will be also confirmed on 28th of October itself. Because now sufficient stock is available to fulfill both the sales orders.
Got it.
I have a question, Vikram.
Yes, Raj.
In the shipping delivery point, the priority, can two vendors have the same priority? If so, what is the determination rule by the backorder?
Then it will remain same. Raj, it will remain same in that case. So it is first come, first serve. If the priority is same, it will not change anything. It will only change if the priority is low or higher.
Okay. So assuming that in an organization you have 100 customers and you have to go and physically change this delivery point priority, delivery priority in order this to work, right?
Definitely. So if in your company, if you have hundreds of customers, you definitely need to tell the system that which customer is on high priority, which customer on the low priority. Then only this reporting will work properly. Otherwise, you have to control this manually.
Okay, thanks. Got it. Now I'm just looking at the automation perspective. Is there any workflow to get this approved? Say, for example, I don't want anybody to go and manually change it without approval. Is there any standard work?
Yes, Raj. Any field in SAP, if you want to control it via workflow, you have to involve the workflow consultant. You need to tell him that this is a field. Whenever any person is changing, I want it should go to as a mail to this particular approver. So that can be done. That is possible.
I thought the workflows are all now given to end users to drag and drop in S4.
No, not all. There are only few. It is not at the MDG is still in.
I got the picture. Yeah, I know with ABAP we can do whatever we want, as we know. But I just wanted to understand, right, from the selling perspective.
S4 approvals are given, but those approvals are related to mainly the documents level, mainly the sales order creation approval or purchase order, purchase requisition approvals. Those kind of approvals are given.
Okay, thanks. That makes sense. Yeah. So the key point is the delivery priority over here in the shipping, right? In the BP level.
Right.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, Tushar, any questions? Saurav?
No, Vikram, not as of now.
No, sir, not now.
Okay.
Sir, actually, we have to be performing system. Then any question I have.
Definitely. No, at least you understood the concept, right? Practically, definitely you may suffer some challenges, but understanding is more important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To understand what exactly is the behavior of the system, you will definitely will try to do it on your own, and maybe even if you're getting the errors, you'll be able to resolve it. But if you don't know the functionality itself, then you will not know what exactly I should try in the system.
Yeah, yes, sir, I understand.
Right. Okay. So
config for this will be seeing in next class or how?
There is no such config. Whatever config we have seen, Akshay, that config was enough. Like the availability check group, okay, which has shown you. Even this configuration, this one, availability scope of the availability check. So requirement class, requirement type, whatever we discussed, those are only the configurations that we need to do, and normally they are by default.
Okay. Okay.
If I show you, maybe if you want, I can go to the configurations. So if you remember last time, we already discussed the configurations related to this availability checks. So for that, you will go to sales and distribution, basic functions. All the configurations are done here, availability check and transfer of requirement. So if you go to availability check, currently what we are discussing is this one. These are the new features which are available, which we'll be discussing later. So currently we are discussing this basic configuration. So check availability group, we discussed that we are using 01. I told you the difference between 01 and 02 in ECC, but now both are same in S4HANA. Advanced things we will discuss at that time. We need to activate advanced ATP. Okay, then
So,
we discuss.
okay. So I was struggling with a scenario where I want to reserve my material against the sales order and want to deliver that reserved material against the sales order. Means I created a sales order, then I did a MIGO with 413 movement type to reserve my material against that sales order. Now I want to create a delivery. When I create a delivery, it always uh, picks up the from the unrestricted stock, not from the reserve stock. So there I was struggling how to do it. But then I did the manual jugglery and then it was possible to. But how to do it automated, I am still struggling there.
No problem. We will come back to that, Akshay. I think that is our next topic.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you see the MIGO, the different type of movement types. Those are our inventory management topics. These are normally covered in MM, but I will come to your question also, how you can handle it from the sales order point of view.
So then I did the manual change in requirement type and then it got.
Definitely, I'll see that, Akshay.
Okay.
Okay. So we
I
discussed
have a
within the back.
question here. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
While creating the order itself, can we get the proposals like on that ATP thing if the stock is short or something, so that I can immediately perform my rescheduling the dates as such?
No, for rescheduling, you want first the orders to be created, right? Rescheduling is when you have multiple orders and you want to ensure that the sales orders, which have a low priority, should get a unconfirmed quantity, and the confirmed quantity should go to the priority orders.
Okay.
So
During
in order to do the
yeah, I understood that part. I understood. What I meant is during the creation of order itself, if I get some pop-up or something that there is no stock as such, immediately I can. That is possible.
Yes, every time whenever you are creating the sales order, system is giving the pop-up, not delivery, whether it is possible, availability check is getting performed, right? So if I show you, if I create a sales order, let's assume I'm creating again the sales order, and I 100% sure that the quantity is not available now because we already allocated the quantity to two different orders. Okay, so what system will do? System will immediately prompt you that the sufficient quantity is not available. That is the reason it is proposing the next date. This is what you're talking about, right?
I understood. Maybe while you were creating the other time, I was looking at a different way.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I understood. Yeah.
Whenever you get the sales order, the first thing system, if the quantity cannot be delivered on the requested delivery date, then system will give this pop-up. It will tell you that this much quantity is not available, and we cannot deliver on 28, but based on the replenishment, we can deliver on 2nd of November.
Second. Right. Yeah, please. Yeah,
here itself, if you know that, okay, this customer is on priority, here itself, before creating this order, you can go to another order, you can remove the confirmed quantity manually, and you can assign that confirmed quantity to this order.
Right. Okay. Understood.
Okay, there are other things also like complete delivery, delivery proposal we have seen, continue we have seen. ATP quantities is nothing but the kind of stock requirement list. Scope of check will tell you what are the different conditions which are being checked in the background. Okay, so you can see replenishment lead time. If you tick on this, then the replenishment lead time will not be included, and system will not be able to give you the proper date on which the material can be delivered. So in short, it will just keep it unconfirmed. If you have different plants, if you want to include the material availability in other plants also, then you can specify other plants here and you can perform the material availability check on other plants also. Okay, and then product allocation. As I told you, this is a completely different topic that we are going to discuss under advanced ATP. Okay, so let me now come back to backorder processing. We discussed two types. One is manual and second is rescheduling. In manual, you have to remove the items manually and you have to confirm the quantities manually. In rescheduling, based on the delivery priority, system will be able to confirm the orders for high priority customers and it will remove the quantities which are confirmed for low priority orders. Okay, then you have MTO. I think maybe the last topic for today. We will just understand what exactly is MTO. Any idea what is MTO? In the manufacturing setup, there are two types of scenarios, MTO and MTS. What exactly is the difference between MTO and MTS?
Made to order and made to stock, right?
Make to stock and make to order. What is the difference between make to order and make to stock?
So based on the orders, we are we are manufacturing the goods, whereas made to stock is just we'll pile up the stock just to we'll continue the manufacturing without any orders or with orders.
Right. So it is all about the demand is coming first or the material is manufacturing first. So for example, the high value materials or very customizable materials. If you are a company which manufactures the customizing products, now customizing products you don't want to stock. You will create the customizing products whenever there is a requirement from the customer once you receive the order from the customer. So MTO means based on the orders that you received from the customer, you will start the manufacturing process. While MTS is you will manufacture, you will stock, and then you will be getting the sales order and you will be delivering to the customers. In MTO, what happens is you can see the only difference is normally when you get a sales order, when you create the sales order, you in MTO case, only after creation of sales order, you will start the manufacturing process. You will start the production process. And once your production process is completed, you will receive the finished product in the market. And this finished product is normally, as you said, Akshay, it is reserved for that particular sales order. Okay, so whenever you are creating a sales order and if this material is MTO, I will tell you later on how to tell the system that this material is MTO and system should create a production order in the background. Okay, so that can be done. Once the order is created, when you execute the MRP, system will create a planned order. Planned order can be converted to production order. Once the production order is created, you will start manufacturing process. After the manufacturing is completed, finished good stock will be available, which is reserved for that particular sales order. And this sales order stock would be delivered to the customer. So you create a delivery, you do the goods issue, and finally you do the billing to the customer. Okay, so from sales point of view or even from point of view, you just need to remember the MTO scenario, but otherwise the other settings and all, they are normally taken care by the production department because most of the settings related to MTO, even the costing and all is controlled by the controlling and production department. But you should know that in MTO scenario, the manufacturing only starts once you get the sales order from the customer. Okay, that is the reason it is called as mid to order. It will only start after the sales order has been received from the customer. Okay. So I think with this we can close today. We are going to meet tomorrow individually for MM as well as SD, and we will talk about the remaining topics. So tomorrow I think my plan was 8 to 10 for MM. I think. Am I right? I already sent you the link. Is it MM?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yeah. And 10 I planned for SD. So any issues in that?
10 is around 1:30 for me here. So I was
1:30 in the
thinking like, hello, in the afternoon.
afternoon, okay. So is it not fine?
Can
Only
we
for tomorrow.
can we swap SD and MM if they are okay? 8 to 10 for SD and 10 to
Is it
12
fine
or
with
something.
others?
I feel, Vikram, it's too much to digest actually tomorrow. Anyway, I'm happy with whatever they decide, because like I was thinking, yesterday's FI and today's FI I have to finish to start with, but I have 3 to complete. It's too much loading for me. But anyway, that's my personal choice. But I'm happy. Whatever MM guys decide, I'll go with them.
Okay. So is it fine? 8 to 10
Yeah, okay for me,
and
Vikram.
12 mm. Okay, no problem. No need. I will not be sending the new link. The links are same. So you just join the same link on your time.
Okay, so 11 o'clock will be our MM guys. So that will be now. That's now. 11 o'clock is now, right?
10 or 11. I think it is 10.
Okay, 10 o'clock. No problem.
Yeah, 10 o'clock for MM and 8 o'clock for SD.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, 10 o'clock. Thanks.
Okay.
Vikram,
Thank you.
one thing, the recording that you have uploaded for MRP, the duration says that it is somewhere around 3 hours. Okay, but I think I'm not sure, but I'm able to view the first class that we had on Saturday. But
No,
I think
the problem, Saurav, I got it. Maybe I need to remove the extra hours from that. If you remember, my battery got disconnected and the
yes.
continuous recording was continuously going on. So maybe it is only 1.5 or 2 hours of session and remaining part is blank.
Okay. I thought you tried to merge the session that we had on Saturday and Sunday.
No, but anyways, we have not conducted any session for 3 hours. I think it is just because I got disconnected in between and the recording was completely continuing. I will check that.
We're fine, Vikram.
Okay, thank you all. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye. Happy Dashera.
Bye. Happy Dashera.
Thanks.